Welcome to Armchair Anonymous.
We still haven't figured out if it's armchaired or armchair. It's fun because each time it might be different.
I did it again, is what you're saying?
No, I like it. No, I think it's fun. It's like a game.
Okay, let me try it again. Welcome to Armchair Anonymous. I'm Phil.
And I'm Tristan.
Yeah, because we're anonymous in these.
Ooh, yeah, that's fun.
This one was juicy.
You liked this one a lot. So did I. Very fun.
Yeah, Sexcapades, a.k.a. getting caught. Coitus interruptus.
Well, no. A time you thought something was going to be sexy and it wasn't.
Okay, that's right. I got that one wrong.
We got some good stories to share.
Yeah, and we're only turning up the heat, really. Oh, shit, I'm doing it again. Where I say, like, better ones are coming. Remember last time I was like, yeah.
I know. You keep undermining the episode that's about to be. No, these are so fun.
They are so fun.
We didn't have one last Friday because there was 5 Fridays in the month. And so we only do 4. And Perfect 10 Charlie asked me, like, what happened to Armchair Anonymous this week? He was sad.
Oh, good. That's a good sign if he's sad. That's what we're aiming for.
We love people to be sad.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So enjoy Armcherries getting sexy, but not so sexy.
Hard times come and go. Good times, take them slow. My life, I had them both. But one thing you gotta know, I'ma keep on shining.
Can you hear us, Kurt? Are you there? Oh, we can't hear Kurt.
Is he in Black Mold Paradise?
He's shirtless in a gymnasium. This is perfect. If we can just get his audio. In fact, I don't even know that we need his audio. Maybe the sex story he's going to tell us about is fucking at a gym.
This is so perfect for a sex story.
It is.
Yay, we did it.
Totally blew it.
No, it is okay.
No, hold on. Listen,
we're sad you put your shirt back on.
I know. We were excited you had your shirt off.
I mean, I could take it off again if you prefer it.
It seems to me you've got your own Black Mold Paradise happening.
Yeah.
You're in a basement.
Yeah, mine is Stash Gerard Pump Palace.
Oh.
Stash Gerard Pump Palace.
Yes, yeah. And there hasn't been a whole lot of pump on lately. Work's been busy, kids running around, sports, all that thing. But I need to get back into it for sure.
Squeeze it in when you can.
Exactly.
Well, you look very fit. I don't
You
think
do.
it's not taking any toll on your physique.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Am I calling you by your real name for this?
Sure, go ahead.
Kurt, nice to meet you. You must be in the Midwest if you're in a basement.
I am, yeah. So I am in central Wisconsin via Simi Valley, Oregon, and Denver.
Nice.
Oh my God, that seems like the opposite trajectory. It seems like you leave Wisconsin and go to all those places.
My wife is from the small town that we live in now. A little happenstance. I died 2 years ago. And so after that whole ordeal, we decided to slow life down and move to Wisconsin.
Did you have a heart attack?
No, on January 26th of 2020, I had strep, the flu, pneumonia. So this was before COVID. I had a really bad cough for 2 days. I went to the urgent care. They're like, you're really sick. I'm like, okay, if you say so. They put me in an ambulance, took me to the ER. Then they go, you're really sick. We need to life flight you to a hospital.
Oh my gosh.
So our car had broken down the day before. So I Ubered to urgent care. And then my wife Ubered to the ER. They told her at the ER, okay, we're life flighting him to this other hospital because we can't take care of him here. The Uber beats the helicopter coming down.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I code. And I was only dead for 30 seconds, so not that big a deal.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, and then things went really bad, septic, all organs failing. On night 2, they told my wife, things are not looking good. Everything's going downhill. His organs are shutting down. And then they said, we've got one Hail Mary. We're going to do an incision on his abdomen to relieve the pressure. They did it in the ICU room. They sliced me open.
Did bile and all kinds of stuff ooze out?
Ew.
Not so much. It was just more gas pressure that was there. And so you'll probably...
Oh,
wow.
That's more than an incision. You're downplaying it.
They cut you in
They
half.
field dressed you.
Wait, and so this is because of pneumonia is how it started? Is that what you said?
So it was strep, the flu, and pneumonia all at once.
Oh my God.
Jeez. You responded to the wrong prompt. You should have responded to tell us about a time you died.
Or tell us about a time you had 3 diseases at once.
Yeah. Well, we could put that in the can for a future prompt.
I almost thought for a second, since this is tell us about a romantic sexcapade that turned out to be not romantic. I was expecting that was a story. And then the last ditch effort was his wife got on him in the hospital bed. I was like, is that where this is going?
Brought you back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I took a little detour there.
Oh, I like it. I liked it. Okay, so set the stage. You're married. Was this sexcapade with your wife or a previous lover?
So this is with my wife, but prior to us knowing that we would be man and wife.
Okay. So living in sin.
Yes. So we met in January of 2006. Valentine's Day is coming up, but we're casually dating. What do you do when you're that early? Do you do something?
Yeah.
Great question.
You don't want to come on too strong.
Exactly. All the things.
Yeah.
So I broached the subject with her. I don't remember exactly how I brought it up. I was like, Valentine's Day coming. Should we do something? And then she goes, we should make a sex tape.
Oh,
that is a great idea.
Wow. Your wife is fun.
Yeah, I can't say no to that. And at the time I was working in film and television production in Portland. I had myself a nice little GL2 mini DV camera.
Beautiful Canon product, nice dependable rig.
And so I said, all right, well, I know how to set this up. So at least I thought I did. I was like, this is in. Okay, I got my camera. I'm going to try and get some other cameras, get some multiple angles going in on this.
Yeah. Shoot it like a multicam, like a sitcom.
Exactly, definitely. I've got Final Cut Pro. I'll stitch it together, edit it all up, make it real nice.
Together.
And so she does the production design. She's got candles everywhere. She's got a bed on the ground with a nice red blanket. So I get all the cameras set. We're ready to go. She goes out to change and I'm sitting on the bed ready to go. She comes in. She's in like a French maid outfit. Very nice. Very lovely.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Classic.
And then slowly from there, things start progressing.
As they do.
I haven't seen it in basically 16 years. Recently, I got it back out.
Dusted it off.
I dusted it off. Well, I found the tapes and I thought they were missing forever. But anyways, at one point, she's got thigh-high stockings and I'm going to pull them off and I'm pulling them up by the toe and it just like goes and snaps back onto her foot. I'm like, all right, that's not sexy. And then she laughs and we're laughing and, I get them off and then get all the accoutrement off. And then at one point, she undoes her bra and tosses it aside and then we're going at it like you do. And a little while into that, she goes, do you smell something burning?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I look over and she had tossed the bra onto a set of candles that were on the ground. And so I look over the bed because they were on the ground and I quickly jump over because I see the bra like catching fire. There are flames coming on the bra. So I pick it up real quick and shake it out.
Uh-oh.
But at the same time, I grab the clasp.
Ooh.
And it burns my hand.
Yeah.
And so I throw it and we kind of go laughing and, fall back into the thing. And my hand is killing me. I end up having a blister because of it.
Okay.
But the show must go on.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
That's right.
Despite the fire. Okay.
Yeah. I don't let it deter me too much. And we roll right back into everything.
And you got it done.
And I got it done.
Why didn't you ever edit this together? Just because it was so flawed from the fire fiasco that you were like, there's nothing for me to stitch together? Or you had your fun?
That's an excellent question. I watched it initially because I wanted to see what it looked like. But after watching it, it just wasn't as exciting to watch myself as I anticipated it would be.
Sure.
Yeah. And so I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Right. You can only focus so hard on your girlfriend. You're going to catch glimpses of yourself and you're like, oh, that's what my ass looks like in that position. That's a bummer. I'm going to argue that you should actually edit it together as a comedy. Like, forget the sex part. Just make it about that bra catching on fire and all that shit. And that might make a really hilarious little short film for you guys.
Now, it's funny you say that because when I found these tapes 16 years later, I decided I need to edit these.
Yes.
And so I sparked up the good old Mac Tower that can only process standard definition video. And I did put it together.
You did.
I did. Yes.
And what do you think now? That was 15 years ago. So now you look even hotter than you thought you did back then.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, It's fucking hot.
Okay.
Yeah. And you've got a time capsule of your bride in 2006.
Yeah, it was excellent. Now, she has not seen it yet.
Why not?
I got to broach the subject because I can't just be like, hey, the kids are in bed, pull it up on the iPad and be like,
that's exactly
hey.
what you can do, by the way.
I will bring it out, but I'm going to do it when we have a weekend or something. She's probably going to minimally hate it.
Can I pitch something to you?
Definitely. Please do.
Valentine's weekend 2023. It'll at that point be your 17th Valentine's together. You book a little somewhere fun and then you go, I got a present for you. This is our 17th and I want to take you back to our first one. And then you pop it on and then get ready to pound.
Well, no, and then in the other room you have another setup.
Oh my God.
For a
with
sequel.
Many bras on fire, already on fire as part of the set deck.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that idea. It's like a Kiss concert, just flames.
Pyrotechnics, flash cans or whatever they're called. Okay, I got to ask Monica a sincere question.
Okay.
If you could, would you watch the video? Having now met
Of
her.
them?
Yeah.
I would need permission from
Both
his
of
wife.
them. Just do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm not asking you to.
No, we're not going to do that.
We're not asking you to, but I wanted to make
Yeah,
sure I
I'm
wasn't
curious.
the only perv. He's painted a pretty scene with the red comforter and the candles.
I had much cooler hair back then.
Well, you're Portland in 06. I know what hair you had. You don't have to tell me.
But I bet, okay, when you do your sequel, I also want to see that because now you have a renowned zest for life after you died.
Ooh.
So maybe the sex is actually better now.
But he did say they have kids.
Yeah, but
So, I mean,
it'd be an interesting
Dax,
experiment.
you can probably relate to this. And I think most people who have been in long-term marriages, my wife kind of treats sex like exercise.
Yeah.
Really happy when she does it. It feels great and she's
Yeah.
happy to have done it, but it's never something she's looking forward to.
We won't paint with too broad of a brush, but I have a lot of married friends and that's pretty consistent. It's one of those things where it's like afterwards, it's always like, that's so fun. We should do that more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'll see you. I'll see you in a couple months. Kurt, that was an awesome
Yeah,
story.
thank you for
I
sharing.
really appreciate you telling that to us. That's terrific.
And if we get a video in our email anonymously,
Whatever.
who knows?
Yeah.
On that note, did you by chance receive a package between Christmas and New Year's? Because I sent you guys a care package.
What was in it?
Did?
Monica, you're going to like this. My wife makes jewelry. And so it was some handmade, one-of-a-kind earrings.
Limited edition?
Limited edition. I sent some for you and Kristen. I had a belt buckle. I don't know if you wore belt buckles, but it was a
Oh, hold on. What was the belt buckle? Car related?
1969 Dodge Charger.
Yes. That belt buckle is in my nightstand.
Well, no one
I
gave me
bet
my
Kristen
earrings.
has your earrings.
Oh my God.
And then also, you talked about your calendar, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So in 2008, I made for my friends for Christmas the man meet calendar. There's a bunch of us all in very sexy poses. And I was like, it's a big swing. I'll throw it out there.
I'll tell you what happens. So my sister's in charge of all that, right? She'll go through whatever mail we get. If you've ever seen a Walmart distribution center on the side of the highway, that's what our house looks like on any given day. So my sister goes through stuff and she tries to, like, someone sends me pubic hair that goes in the trash, So I wonder if she's like, oh, he'll love this belt buckle. I don't know about the calendar. She might have made a game day decision that I wouldn't have loved the calendar, but
We would have, though.
absolutely. And I'll question her about this. I'm going to interrogate her to see if this calendar's anywhere. We appreciate
we really
it.
appreciate it. That's really nice of you.
So this is very sim because I was thinking like, I wish I could find a way to ask them, how can that
Yeah.
happen? Then months later, you're like, oh, we're going to do this new thing. I was like, all right, I got plenty of stories.
Yes. Oh, that's obvious to me. This has been a party.
Yes,
I'm going to try to
thank
track down the
you.
calendar, and we love you. You're a party.
Monica, you should do mushrooms again
Okay.
because the first time you're scared, you don't know what you're doing. The second time you can be like, oh, wait, my hands aren't grandma hands. I'm just tripping on mushrooms. So
That's true. Different expectations.
You go straight to the pleasure part.
yeah,
You're right.
I've done it like twice in the last 9 years because I got children and all.
Yeah.
So I can't.
This is good to know.
Good tip.
Yeah,
good
great tip. I'll keep it
Kurt,
in mind.
we love you. Thanks for your
Thank
time. That
you.
was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Be well. That guy was awesome. He fucking started with no shirt.
Died.
He died. I think he needs his own show.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
This isn't my baby.
Oh.
He's cute though, right?
Really
Incredibly cute. Is that a little boy?
It's a little girl.
It's a little girl.
I won't tell the
that
mother.
That happens.
That's okay. Well, actually, it's 2022. We don't know.
She could be whatever she wants.
That's
right. We're not going to put her in a box. Okay. Annalisa?
Annalise.
Annalise.
Very close, but not a cigar. Okay. So presumably you have a story that
A sexcapade.
a sexcapade that you thought would be romantic, but then turned out being a little bit of a disaster.
Well, it was still romantic, but it was still a disaster.
Okay.
My husband and I were on our honeymoon. This is like 3 years ago, and we're not very fancy. So we just went to Martin Head. It's a beach. It's one of our favorite spots in New Brunswick. It's like a few hours away, but you have to take a truck or a four-wheeler or like something of that nature to get there. People do bring their cars there, but then they get their oil pans ripped off and they stay down there forever.
Oh.
Sure. It's a graveyard.
Yes, pretty much.
Do you camp while you're out there?
Oh yeah, 100%. Somehow people bring like their RVs and stuff down there. I don't understand. It's mind blowing. So we got there and it's like either super isolated. You can be there on a Monday and there's no one there. And you're there on a Saturday and there's 100 people. But when we got there were a couple people. And then the next day there was no one. So we were like, perfect. We're alone on our honeymoon. Great. This is wonderful. So we decided to go kayaking. So we grabbed our kayaks and we got in the ocean and we whipped away to a little beach. You can't walk to it. We were the only people there. So we get out and we explore a little bit, but then we get down to proper honeymoon business.
Whoopee.
Yeah, a lot of it. It was our honeymoon. So we were like, let's get it all out there.
Yes. Oh,
We did it all.
wonderful.
Long. And it was loud.
Oh, wonderful.
It was so great because we're all alone. So it doesn't matter. And so we finished up a little while later. And then we were like, oh, well, let's just explore a little more. We're naked. We're walking around. We're doing our thing, having a great time.
Postcoital bliss.
Absolutely. It was so beautiful. And then we're like, oh, okay, we should go back. So we start to get our clothes on and we're still like right into each other and kissing. And we're almost at the kayaks and we hear a sneeze.
Oh.
We were like, no. We just froze.
And you're naked still.
We have our clothes on at this point, but like, I mean, we had been naked, I'm going to say minimum of an hour. Minimum, like plus the exploring. It was a long time. We turn around like so slowly because we were in shock. And this group of tourists.
A group.
Oh no.
They're standing in the trees.
Oh,
like above
just
you?
Watching you.
They were quite a ways away, but what we failed to even bother to think of is that Martin Head is slowly becoming a part of the Fundy Trail. It takes a few days to hike, and they've slowly been making Martin Head a part of it. And there's a waterfall right there.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
That people take the time to go see. And we were the extra attraction.
Big time.
Wow.
Those lucky travelers.
Oh, they're so lucky.
Were they?
Yes. Because it sounds like it was a very primal experience. It was
passionate,
unbridled.
And they're all standing there with their actual jaws dropped. We just kind of waved and ran to our kayaks.
You gave them a wave. Did anyone respond?
No, they just
mouth agape.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were very clearly not Canadian. So those poor people.
A, those lucky people. B, what a great ambassador for Canada you two were. Like, if I'm from Singapore and I go to Canada and I see that the citizens are making wild love on the beach and then frolicking nude in the... That's
this is
Eden.
what the locals do.
Yes. Yeah. They've witnessed Eden.
I bet you caused some fights, though, because if there were any couples, they're probably upset.
Why don't
we don't do this? We're not
triggering.
really
Why
in
aren't
love.
we doing this?
Yes, very triggering. Have you been back?
To that specific beach?
Yeah.
Yes. The same thing happened, but we scouted it out.
Okay.
Oh, you've made love there a second time.
It didn't deter you. I like that.
I mean, it's our beach.
Oh my
Yeah, it's your
God.
beach.
I'm going to hike this trail. I got to find out the next time you guys are going out there. And then Monica and I will take a little hike, bring some
it's
binocs.
actually this weekend or next weekend if you're available.
We got to
the
get to New
calendar.
Brunswick. Oh my God.
Oh
there
my
will be a
God.
show there at 5 p.m.
I've never explored this kink, but not because I'm opposed to it. But is there any part of you that's like, that was kind of hot?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are exhibitionists that way.
Well, I was just going to say exhibitionism isn't one of our things. But when I was telling Colby about this, I was like, do you mind if I put this out there? And he was like, no. Have you thought about doing that again?
Yeah, there we
And I
go.
was like, not on purpose. And he was like, you should just think about it.
Oh, I
Okay.
like
I do
this.
wonder. I bet it does something really interesting.
Oh, I bet it's very hot.
I wonder though if it's planned, if that's a different type of thrill.
Well, I think it would be a thrill if it was planned. If you find out you were, I mean, for lack of a better word, kind of violated.
Caught.
You
Yeah.
didn't know, you weren't in on any of it. But if you told yourself, oh, this is going to be hot, and then the people that want to watch, they want to watch, and then no one's forcing anyone to stare at this activity. I witnessed this. This was incredible. I'm in Central Park with my little girls. They, at the time, were probably 5 and 2. We're climbing around this rock structure in Central Park. And I look over and I'm like, that gal is sitting on top of her boyfriend. He's upright. She has her dress up. And at first I thought it was in the park. And then they just started making love. I mean, they were fucking like rabbits.
Oh my God.
And there was a point where my kids were just staring at them.
As you would be.
Yeah, they didn't know really what was going on. And I'm videoing it, right? Didn't I not send this to you,
No,
Monica?
I don't know this story.
So then we move on. I'm like, all right, this is probably going to involve some nudity at some point. Clothes are going to come
Yeah.
off. So I take the girls up the hill. Well, when I get up to the top of the hill, isn't there 2 NYPD officers sitting in the woods watching the whole thing?
No.
Yes, I swear to God. And I go, boy, these 2 are just fucking out in public, huh? And they're like, yeah, pretty wild, huh? I'm like, yeah, very wild. And then we just moved on.
Are you allowed to?
No.
I can't imagine you
It's
are.
definitely illegal.
But I think most people would be like, well, what if there were kids present? And I was like, well, mine were there and everything's kind of okay. I guess what I'm saying is like, no one really minded. Again, they weren't nude,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
were
yeah.
1,000% fucking.
No one minded because you were the parent you are. There are parents that would be like,
Exactly.
we're traumatized.
Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
kids will never be the same. Well, again, kids historically have grown up very closely to people having sex. We all lived in a one-room house for 150,000 years. So I just have that knowledge. They're actually supposed to have some awareness of sex. It's not like they're supposed to wait till 18 and try to figure the whole thing out. That's a side note. I'm probably going to get blasted for
Such
that.
a side note.
Such a side note. Well, Annalise, that was a very titillating story.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for everyone involved, truly. Because
well,
you
thank
got a
you.
great story out of it, and they've been telling that story forever, the witnesses.
I always
Oh, I
thought those poor
know.
people, but you really just enlightened me.
I think the funniest part for them is probably just you guys exploring naked. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, now they're just walking around?
Yeah, you come for the sex, but then you stick around for the peculiarity of this exploration edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you'd start going like, God, they're going to walk barefoot? I think
Yeah.
my feet would hurt. Whatever things you start thinking. They're very vulnerable to prey.
I just want to know how long they were there. I wish we had stayed and asked. I doubt they would have had a comfortable conversation with that, but that's really all I want to know.
I hope they saw the whole thing. I really do. I really hope that. Well, great getting to talk to you, and thanks so much for sharing that
Yes,
story
this
with
is so
us.
exciting for me. My sister turned me on to you guys like a year or 2 ago, and I've listened to every episode since.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you.
And it sounds like your sister must be a genius.
Yeah, she's really good. Lacia, shout out. You're wonderful.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and really nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hi.
Should we call you by your real name or a code name?
My real name's fine.
Okay, great. So, Caitlin, where are you at in America?
Right now, I'm currently in Kansas.
Okay. Right in the middle of the West.
Tornado
Alley.
alley.
Have you been in any big tornadoes?
Well, we had some severe weather last night, and then last week or the week before, we had a tornado that came through. It was pretty terrifying.
Ugh, yeah.
Does any part of you like them? Because we had them in Michigan and I like them a lot.
As a kid growing up, I had this weird obsession with them. Like I had to learn everything about them. Now I just know too much, but I have to watch it. It's like if I can see
Sure.
it, I'm going to stop it. Not the case. The biggest problem we've had lately is that they're happening later at night.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
interesting.
When I was a kid growing up, it was like dinner time. And now every single storm that's been coming through, it's been at night in the dark. The last one, the sirens didn't go off or anything for some people.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yeesh.
Okay. Okay.
let's talk about sex.
You were having sex in a tornado, is my guess. You thought it'd be romantic until you were airborne.
I could see why you would think that'd be romantic because heightened. You
Yeah,
could die. It could be the
yes.
last time.
Yeah, so if you were in the cyclone, in the air, whirling around, right as you
Yeah.
climax, that might be exciting.
Yeah, this might be a fun question for you to ask next time.
Tell us about the time you had sex in a
tornado.
natural disaster.
Okay, so who are the players involved in this story, Caitlin?
Well, I did get permission from the other person to use their name.
Oh, good.
He's like, if they want to Zoom with me, I can get on there too.
Okay, so what's his name?
His name is Cliff. So we were actually living in Hawaii.
Romantic already.
Well, a little backstory on it, though. We were both married at the time, and our spouses had decided that they were going to have an affair together.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They started this affair while they were away on deployment, and they came home, and I discovered it. It was denied all the way up until the very end because of military purposes. And so I found out first. So then I was like, I bet you this husband does not know that this is going on. So I let him know, and I broke the news to him, and he kind of put the pieces together, figured it out. So then we started going through this whole process of trying to save our marriages together. Eventually, it got to the point where like, okay, I don't know if we're going to be saving these marriages, but we really tried.
Really quick, it's not like they came home and they got busted and they're like, it's over. They were still kind of pursuing it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So then we were kind of keeping tabs on each other. We both kind of were like, okay, these people are having all this fun and we're here devastated. We like our spouses. Our spouses like each other. We probably would like each other.
Yes, this is simple math. I agree.
It's logical. So it's been a while at this point with deployment plus this hiatus of this affair. It's been for him a couple of years, for me over a year of having any type of affection. So, you know, energies were
ready
high.
for it. Uh-huh.
We were in our late 20s at this point, but we were like little teenagers going and parking his car somewhere, or like in the car, on the car, you know, kind of one of those green eggs and ham thing, you know.
Sure.
In the house, out of the house. Mostly at his house. But we decided, you know what, let's be a little more adventurous. Let's do some stuff in public. So we made a list of all the different places we could go. And of course, it's like, oh, you know, dressing rooms at Target.
Oh, yeah.
So then we're like, oh, the beach, you know, we're in Hawaii. So we finally were like, okay, I think the most logical thing for us, and, you know, I really like to go to Target, so I don't want to get banned from Target. There's only like 3 on the island, you know, they probably will all talk, you know, I don't want to get banned from one and then all of them. So we were like, okay, let's go to the beach. There was one right where we lived. We decided we're going to go at night. So I kind of scoped it out beforehand. I had an SUV, so I could kind of like go over some terrain.
You did some recon.
Yeah. I even bookmarked it on my Google and I found it the other day. It's still bookmarked. So we were like, okay, we're going to go there. So we drive out and he has a Challenger. So this is a fancy car. He's very particular about it.
As he should be.
Yes. So I talked him into going kind of off-roading in his Challenger for this purpose. So we got to the beach. I had packed a beach blanket so we could, you know, not get sandy, you know, and all that stuff. Per his recall, it was full moon. We didn't use flashlights. So I would assume there would have to be some sort of moonlight. So we find our spot, lay our beach blanket out, and start engaging in our special time together. And as soon as we finish, you know, we're tired. It was really nice. It was a nice sea breeze. You know, the waves are crashing.
This is the dream. This is what you
Nice.
dream about.
Perfect.
Yes.
It was perfect. So we're laying there, just kind of regaining our senses, and I feel something crawling on me. And I'm like, oh no. And then I feel it in the inside of my thigh. I get bit.
Oh.
So immediately your first reaction is jump up and freak out. So I'm throwing stuff, but I can see in what little light we have a long centipede.
Oh my God, a centipede.
It was clamped on. It was like clamped on the inside of my thigh. So I had to pull it off. So in amongst this, we're like freaking out. Like, is there more? Like, did we lay in a nest?
Yeah.
What is happening?
This is Monica's worst nightmare.
Literally.
Other than if it were snakes, but second worst.
Well, trust me, I'm the type of person the whole time I lived in Hawaii, every night before bed, strip my blankets all the way down, make sure there's no centipedes in the bed.
Are they poisonous or
thing?
anything?
Maybe slightly venomous. I don't know. You might have to do a fact check on this. I
Okay.
don't remember, but they do hurt. And I'm just thinking, okay, this thing was on my thigh. Where was this the whole time we were getting busy?
Yeah.
Do we just have a centipede crawling in amongst us? Like, what is happening?
Right. Was it a threesome with a centipede, basically?
I mean, who knows?
Oh my God.
So we start trying to pack up and shake stuff off. I mean, we're naked. So, I mean, like, we're trying to get clothes on as much as we can. And we feel like there's something watching us.
Okay.
Centipede King.
Okay, well, we just kind of continue on. We kind of felt that before we started too. We did notice there was another car in the parking lot, but it was empty. Anytime you have a car in a parking lot at night in Hawaii on a beach, it's usually someone's living in it or there's a tent nearby that they're living in. We did feel like something was watching us. We were like, oh, okay, whatever. I just got bit. He was freaking out because he thought you're going to die. You just got bit by a centipede.
Right.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah. He's also post-coital. There's a lot going on. He's probably thinking about whether he damaged that Challenger or not.
Yeah.
Like all of his senses are returning. Like, why'd I go off-roading when she's been bit by this thing? Okay.
The inner thigh.
It was almost there.
Way
Yeah.
too close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost on the lab.
Yep. So we start packing up and we're running up this hill because the beach has a steep slope on this one and some really sharp like lava rock and stuff. So we're running up and then he trips and hits his foot on this huge rock that we did not see.
Oh, boy.
So he ends up busting his toe open.
Oh, jeez.
And I mean, there's like blood going everywhere. Like it's the nail is gone.
Oh.
We were in flip-flops and we were running and we were in a hurry. So he's got an injured toe now. I'm bit on the thigh and we're running, trying to get out to our car. And as we're both freaking out, he's trying not to cry from the pain. I'm trying to not freak out because he's bleeding and blood's everywhere. We have these two local men walk up right next to us. It looked like they had some fishing gear with them. Maybe it was just the first weapons they found. I'm not quite certain, but they were there. So not only were we possibly having sex with a centipede, but also with some people a few feet away.
Oh, goodness.
I'm so jealous of them because it started out so hot and they're like, oh, this guy, now, oh God, she's screaming. What's going on? What are they getting attacked by? Now they're running. Holy fuck, that guy's toenail ripped off. Like,
What
it
a
turned into
show.
a horror movie.
Yeah. And I actually went back and looked on Google Maps and you can see, satellite image. And it looks like there's definitely an encampment of tents nearby.
Okay.
And there was also Hawaiian ruins. It looked like there was the foundation of some older buildings that were once there. So there's a good chance we could have pissed off some Hawaiian gods in the process.
In a spiritual vortex, they sent in a centipede.
Yeah.
They
rock.
threw a
Yeah.
rock at him and sent some suspicious fishermen your way.
In the end, I had to end up driving us home. Mind you, he would not let anyone touch his car.
And drive it off road before you even get on the road.
Oh my God.
I mean, there was a significant drop off from the actual paved road to like this dirt path that I talked us into going on. So we had to traverse back up that too. And then, speed bumps every 10 feet, it feels like, and potholes. I was just so nervous, but we made it home just fine.
No trip to the hospital?
No.
Okay, so there's two obvious steamy things about this fling, which is one, you guys do it in public and stuff, and that's fun. And then two, I've never had a part of the recipe revenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Did the revenge feel good?
Yeah, definitely. I think it made it a lot sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like an element of justice involved.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do it first. So
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
in this case, two wrongs were kind of right.
Yeah, it's one of the rare exceptions to the rule.
Yeah,
Two
for
wrongs made a
sure.
right. But then you were
Ooh.
punished heavily by the indigenous gods. This happens.
Yeah.
Oh, Caitlin, what a wild ride that
Wow.
was. And you're still friends with him, obviously, if you asked him.
Yeah, I mean, I contacted him on Facebook. We're still Facebook friends. I was really impressed how much details he remembered.
Isn't that kind of sweet? It didn't feel
Yeah.
like, it was important to him.
Yeah, no, he was like, it was the first and last time he's ever had sex on the beach.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
It was not my first, but it was my last.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You
TBD.
got time ahead of you.
Yeah, we are making a trip back to Hawaii here.
Just check the sand for centipede nests or whatever before you lay that blankie down.
Hey, just real quick, the simulation. On October 15th, and I only know this date because I had tweeted about this, I had a dream that I was going to be on Armchair Expert and you guys were interviewing me.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Yes.
On October 15th, way before we were even thinking about this.
That's right.
I know. And then I saw that you guys were starting to do this and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if they saw my tweet. Only one person's liked it and it's a person I know. So no, probably not. But I was like, whoa, this is amazing.
Dax quit Twitter, but who cares? Maybe he's using a Phantom account.
Yeah. Maybe one of his friends saw it. So
Wow.
I thought that was pretty amazing.
That is sim. That's very sim.
Very sim. Not a duck, duck, goose. A ding,
A
ding,
ding,
ding.
ding.
Yeah. Well, Caitlin, so nice to meet you and get to
Yeah.
hear your story. We really appreciate
Thanks for
it.
chatting.
Yeah, so fun.
Thank you and have a nice evening.
Okay, tweet something else spectacular and see. Keep it going.
Yeah. Test the sim.
Take care.
Bye.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
Are we allowed to call you by your real name or should we use a code name?
I mean, I don't really care, but for the sake of my spouse, maybe we should.
Okay. What do you want to go by?
I don't know, Dax. You come up with something.
Okay.
There's a lot of prep.
Wait, Monica,
is.
you have your toothpick. I've always just wanted to see it, and I'm seeing it right now.
I hope you can see is the 600 shredded toothpicks on the armrest of her chair. That's really what's
This is
worth
so
seeing.
embarrassing.
My dreams are coming true. You have no idea, you guys. For me, this is the sim because this is not real.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, thank you.
The toothpick.
I got to pick out a fun name, like an exotic name, because your name is not run of the mill. So I want to give you one that's
Okay.
not. Can we say Jade?
Oh, I like that. That's a sexy
I
name.
like that too.
Okay, great.
I could see you as a Jade.
Absolutely. Okay, who's involved in your sexcapade?
So it's just my husband and I. He's just a little more reserved. So I think he'd be kind of embarrassed. And when I told him that I was doing this, he was like, so you're going to tell Dax Shepard this story? He was just so confused to why you would even want to hear it.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Did you add he's a perv?
Yeah, I told him that. I was like, you don't know. He's going to love this.
Okay, so perfect. Okay, so we're going to call him Mark in this story. So Mark and Jade. Okay,
Perfect.
so what happened, Jade?
Let me give you some backstory. So my husband and I, we've been together for 7 years. We've been married for 3, but we've been friends for a really long time. He likes to have sex in public places.
Yay!
We were just talking about this.
Yes, we
Okay,
were. We were.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, not super public, like the mall or a restaurant, but places that are out of the norm. Okay.
Sure.
We've done it on a lifeguard tower. We've done it on a creek while we were fishing. We've done it in the bathroom at our friend's wedding.
Oh, I love it.
To be completely honest, it's not really my thing.
Okay.
Sure. But can you get off on the fact, though, that he's so aroused by it that then that becomes exciting?
Exactly. That is really all it is, because it's not that I'm not enjoying it, but this is his thing. This is what makes him happy. I'm going to do this for him because he likes it. I'm not going to turn it down. The problem is for females, logistically, it's just not the same.
Okay.
You're not comfortable.
Well, there's just so many factors.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to pull his pants down all the way.
Right.
You've got to get disrobed.
Yeah, I have to pull my pants down or whatever I have on. If we're hiking or something, now I have to finish this with
Yes.
fluids and things. It's just messy.
Ideally, it's messy. If everything goes right, it's messy.
Yeah.
Really quick. Have you ever heard the John Legend song? It goes, "Let's go to the park.
It's called
I
PDA.
wanna kiss you
right?
underneath the stars.
No, I don't think
Maybe
I've
we
heard that
might
one.
get caught. We just don't care." You should give that song to
It's a good
your
song.
husband. It's a great song, and it's all about PDA. It's all about maybe we'll get caught.
Okay, I'm going to have to show him that one.
Okay.
Is that part of the allure for him, that maybe I'll get caught?
I think so. I'm not really sure, but it's funny because he's really not big on PDA. So it's like if we were to get caught, he would probably be so embarrassed.
I get it. You already said he's kind of reserved. He's not amped you're sharing this story per se. So for him, the stakes are really high. Like if I got caught, I've been caught taking a shit on the sidewalk and it was a bummer, but I could get through it because I'm that type of person. So for me, the stakes aren't that high. If you catch me having sex, I'm like, yeah, congrats.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of him would be kind of like, oh, they caught me, But also I think it's more just like Monica said, like the excitement of potentially getting caught. And it's never romantic like you think it's going to be. In the movies, oh, we're hiking. I just can't resist you. We just rip your clothes off and there's music playing and the wind is blowing. And it's never like that.
Yeah, it's a quickie.
I'm just going to hurry up before somebody comes.
Right.
So that's the basis of the story. So We got married in 2019, obviously before the pandemic, and our 1-year anniversary for our wedding was in 2020. We had a trip planned. Everything was great. Clearly, we had to cancel that. So I had bought some lingerie online, and it had been sitting in my closet because I didn't think that we were going to go anywhere or do anything. And he ended up being able to book just a hotel room for us locally. It's 10 minutes from our house. So we were like, let's have a staycation. We'll just go by the pool, stay at the hotel. Okay, great. I'm going to bring my lingerie. So I'm looking through the lingerie and I realized that one of the things that I bought was actually crotchless panties.
Okay.
We're not advertised as that. So I find them and I open them up and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect. Because just what I'm saying, like, I don't even have to take them off.
Yeah.
They're very functional. You couple that with a skirt and you're off to the races quickly.
We're good to go. So I'm really excited about these crotchless panties. I don't tell them about them, whatever. We go to the hotel, we have a nice day at the pool, we hang out, and then we go back up to our room and we have Costco wine and we just get wasted off of Costco wine.
Perfect.
There's really nowhere for us to kind of like have this adventurous thing. Well, he's like, let's have sex on a balcony. And I'm like, okay, it's facing like a major street. And there's also
wonderful.
like neighbors on each side of us. So there's still that element of, oh, this is sexy. So I have the underwear on. I'm like ready to go. I'm so excited. We get going. Things get started. He like goes to take my underwear off. And I'm like, oh no, look at this. Then I kind of show him and he's like, okay, let's do it. So we're like trying to have sex. And I realized that the opening on these crotchless panties just isn't really big enough.
Right. What I'm already fearful of is fabric getting
Caught inside
and taken in and out.
Yeah,
Yes.
UTI.
Yes. What do you call it?
UTI.
Well, more than that, friction, rug burn.
Yes. So it's just kind of like a little uncomfortable. And he's like, you know what? Let's just take these off. Like, we don't really need these. And I'm like, no, like we are doing it with these. We couldn't go on our trip. We are making this happen. I'm just so fixated on using these crotchless panties for one reason or another. Anyways, we get the deed done. It's sloppy. It's so not sexy.
Wait, I have actually a real question. So is the hole in the crotchless panty just the hole, or it's supposed to be the whole?
Yeah, is your vulva out?
I'm trying to picture it.
Yeah.
Okay, Monica, I'm glad that you asked that because I didn't notice. I can't believe I'm talking to you guys about this right now. This is so crazy. I didn't notice they were crotchless because it's not like the whole crotch part is just cut open. It's more like a slit. So they just kind of open up. So when I bought them, I literally had no idea. I don't know if they're just for fun or if they're really supposed to be functional.
Right. Are they novelty or are they truly? Yes.
Yes. Are they novelty or are they really supposed to serve a function? So we go to bed because we're drunk. And then the next morning we wake up and we're like a little hungover and we're just kind of like, oh, and my husband's just like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? He's looking down at his penis and I'm like, are you okay? And I'm thinking like something's seriously wrong. Like I've never seen this look of concern on his face before. Yeah. And he's like, my dick hurts. And I'm like, yeah, it does. Like, yeah. And I look down at his penis and it has, Dax, exactly what you said, burns all along the sides of it from the friction of the crotchless panties. And I'm not talking just a little bit. Like, it was really bad.
Like it needs a wrap and some dressing. Like it's
it looked
Neosporin.
Like scabs almost. Like it was red. It was dried. I mean, it looked so bad. And he was like so traumatized. And so I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I forced these crotchless panties on you. And that was the outcome. And it lasted for like, honestly, over a week. We didn't have sex for a while because I think we were both a little traumatized.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You know what is more? It's as much a comment on the crotchless panties as the Costco wine. Because I know he was just so drunk and fucked up. He should have probably been knowing that a level of damage was happening.
Moment.
You're on task at that point because you're hammered and you're like, I gotta get it up.
Totally.
Wow. I was trying to guess where it was going. And of course, I'm like, the manager called.
Well, honestly, I don't know if anybody saw us. Maybe they did. I have no idea. Like I said, we were drunk, so maybe they did. But really, the only casualty was my husband's penis.
I have a gross question. I would have immediately, in that state of mind, gone out to the balcony to see if there's any blood on the ground.
Oh.
Like, was I actually hemorrhaging blood during that and didn't even notice?
Oh, we didn't do that? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely possible.
Right.
The other part that I forgot to tell you guys was that we had laid out at the pool that day, and men's swimwear kind of goes above the knee. We're laying down and my husband pulls his trunks up and he's like, oh, my thighs are so white. I'm going to tan these. And I told him, I'm like, you should put some sunscreen on because that never sees the sun, you know? And he's like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll only do it for a couple minutes. Well, he fell asleep. So his legs were so sunburnt. And I'm not talking like little sunburnt. It was like bad sunburnt. So for like a week, not only was his penis all jacked up, but his legs were so sunburnt. And he was like miserable, could barely walk. It was so bad.
A whole cross section of his body was just destroyed. Like he was in a microwave.
Yeah, waist down was just not good. And, you know, it makes for a good story. We told our friends about it and they all laughed. They're joking. They're calling him, oh, Dick Burns. And then that turned into like Richard Burns. And so we would joke and be like, oh, you're Richard Burns.
I have not had a crotchless panty experience in my life, but I've definitely had the let's pull the bathing suit to the side and or let's pull the underwear to the side.
And did you get burns?
Well, that's how I immediately knew that you're running a real risk of getting some rug burns.
Yeah. When you clocked that, I was like, oh, he's been there. He knows this story.
Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Well, I love that. And I got to say, I'm going to guess every man in America is a little jealous they're not married to you. Would that be your conclusion too, Monica? Yeah, you sound like a fucking blast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. That's the biggest compliment coming from you. Do you guys want to meet my husband really quick?
Of course.
Yes.
I'd love to see how his penis healed up. Oh my goodness. First of all,
hi. We know so much about you.
Yes. I loved that story. I could relate immediately, not from the crotchless aspect, but from pulling garments to the side.
Yeah.
He clocked it. He was like, there's going to be friction there. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I had no experience before.
Right. Well, who does?
You live and you learn. That's it.
I told your wife that the story's as much about crotchless underwear as it is about Costco wine.
Yeah, there's Napa wine, there's French wine, Italian wine, but there's nothing like Costco wine. So,
It hits different. It hits different.
yeah, for sure.
Costco wine makes for good stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so nice to meet both of you. That was such a wonderful story. Thanks for sharing it with us.
So wonderful to be able to talk to you.
Well, good luck. Keep on getting out there in the wild. I pray I bump into you guys somewhere. I hope I'm with my family swimming and I look up and see you lovebirds just
on the patio.
Yeah.
If anyone catches us, Dax, I hope it's you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to make an effort. All right, you guys.
Bye.
Nice meeting you.
Well, you got your sexy stories.
I loved them.
Yeah, they're so fun.
And they were pretty G-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't like pornographic. I mean, one was actually about a porno, but I guess it's the most literal version of pornographic you can get. There's something so elevated about it because both people engaged in sex are just inherently vulnerable.
Yeah, of course.
You're nude, your dong's out, you guys are stuck together.
Tell me more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it is. There's an extra heightened layer when there's sex involved.
Quite is going on. Oh, I love that. I hope we do many more Sexcapade stories.
I believe we will.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Do you want to sing a tune or something? We don't have a theme song.
Oh. Okay, great.
We don't have a theme song for this new show, so here I go. We're gonna ask some random questions, and with the help of Armcherries, we'll get some suggestions on the fly rhyme dish. In